This is a video on how to make a basketball on OnShape. Okay, it is based off of this video right here by Forbes Tabor on YouTube, but my students are more comfortable with inches than millimeters, so we're going to remix it up. Okay, so people in my classroom, you're making a basketball. You're going to be adding mirror, revolve, okay, to your repertoire of CAD skills today. I'm going to put this video that I'm making right here on here as well. Here's the one from the Tabor that I showed you. But we're going to race through this right here, redo this basketball, make it so you can watch this video for help, okay? So your screenshot at the end of the day should look like this if you want to change the colors for extra credit. Since many of you haven't done that before, that'll be extra credit. If you turn in a blue ball, that looks like step 12 right here. You can consider that 100% if you do all that, okay? So let's race through this. Step 1, get on OnShape, log in, make a document named basketball followed by your initials, okay? Then you're going to start a circle on the front plane that starts at the very origin of the document. It needs to be 2 inches in diameter. So I'm going to go back to this tab. I'm on my front view. Sketch on the front, circle. Starts here in the origin. Bring it out. How big? 2 inches. 2 enter. Next, we're going to move on to step 3. We're going to turn that into a semicircle because this is the first time you guys have revolved in my classroom. Okay, so we're going to draw a vertical line that goes straight down, cut off the right side. Is the first step. So line tool right there. Start at the top. Bring it straight down. Click. Turn off your tool right here by hitting your escape button. Next, you're going to go to your trim tool. It looks like scissors right there. Delete that. You got half a circle right there. Let's go semicircle. Okay, you're going to hit your check mark. That gets us through step 3. Step 4, we're going to make that into a sphere. Revolve, first time you're doing it. Not too difficult, okay? So revolve is right here next to extrude. We've been extruding, but revolve's new to you, okay? So you're going to revolve. Right here says, what do you want to revolve? You want to revolve this, and nothing happened. You see this showed up red, and this showed up red. There's an error. Well, that's because we did one of the 2 steps we need to do there. So you need to click on the revolve axis. You need to tell it what you want it to rotate around. So we're going to rotate it around this line right here. Ta-da! Now we got a sphere. See? Then we're going to finish that off with our check mark. Next, we are going to start making the grooves. So that's what we're going to do on step 5. And then we're going to mirror them on step 6. And then we're going to do the straight rectangles for the rest of the grooves, okay? So I'm going to throw step 5, 6, and 7 all together right now. So first things first, let's hide this. We're not deleting it, but this whole part, so it's not in our way when we're drawing the next sketches. I just want to hide it. So I'm going to hit that eyeball over here. Bye-bye. See? Comes right back when I want it to. So sketch. Where are we sketching? We're sketching on the front, just like this entire thing. These grooves need to line up on the basketball, so they need to start at the origin just like before. And if they're going to line up on the basketball, that means this circle also needs to be 2 inches. Okay, so 2, enter. And then we're going to put the grooves on the top. Here, when you do your center point circle up here, it needs to start at where this axis right here crosses the circle. Not down here, not up here. The center point needs to be right there. Okay, so there. How big? We're going to go 1.33, okay? And mirror. So we learned how to mirror already, but you've only had one assignment doing it. So, well, sorry, I got ahead of myself. You're going to offset that first, okay? So this is a new tool. So we're going to offset, okay? It's the button next to mirror and trim. So it's right there in the middle. So you've used trim and you've used mirror. Now you're going to add offset to your repertoire. So we're going to click right here. You can click on this arrow if you want to revolve inward or outward. Well, my directions say it needs to go around it, okay? So the newly drawn circle, make sure you offset it around, which means it's the outside. Okay, so make sure the arrow's on the outside. Hit enter. It's going to ask you how big. Let's go 0.06. Okay? Now, since I'm not getting far ahead of myself, now we're going to do the mirroring. So the mirror button's right there. Click there. Do not forget to select the mirror line. People keep doing this, okay? You need to say what you're mirroring across. Here's where the mirror is. It's going to be this axis right here. Okay, now you select what you want to be mirrored. So we're going to go that circle and that circle. And now we're going to do our rectangles that go across. We're going to use center point rectangles here. not corner, center, okay? It starts right here in the origin, bring it out. Doesn't matter how long it is. Nope, just needs to go to the outside of this circle, okay? You probably don't want to make it too big because you're going to delete it later, so I'm just going to go somewhere like right here. Don't click, just drag your mouse over that. 0.06 is how big you want that. That means it's going to be the same width as the lines on the other grooves, okay? So then we're going to do another center point circle that goes up and down. How big is this one? 0.06. Okay, so that right there gives us little crosshairs and a couple of circles around the main circle. Okay, see how that gets us on step 7? Now we're going to go to step 8. We're going to remove all these extra lines, and there's some that you need to make sure that you're careful about not forgetting to do, okay? So you're going to use your trim tool. Remember the one that looks like scissors. We're still on sketch 2. First thing I'm going to do is delete all the lines around the outside. So I'm going to get rid of those. See how these lines stayed in here for the grooves? We want that to stay there. That's perfect, okay? So we're going to get rid of these 2 circles on the top after we did the ones on the bottom. Zoom in some. Get rid of these parts of the rectangle that overstayed the edges on that side. Then do the ones over here. Do the ones that stuck out of the bottom. So we're trimming all this up. Remember the trim button. It's also M is the shortcut on your keyboard. Okay, so now we only have lines in the basketball, which is good. Now we just need to finish. So you see how I can delete this right here? We don't want these little squares. I mean, we could, but it's going to make our life more difficult later. Not super difficult. We'll just have to click on more things, but why click on more things now when we can click on them now and get rid of them? So I deleted those lines there and there. These ones right here. And I'm going to get rid of these ones up here now also. So bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye. Okay. Then I'm going to zoom back out. And you can see right here, that finishes us with step 8. Now we're going to remove extrude. You need to make sure that you follow these settings on here in regards to how this is going to happen. And yes, if you can see in step 9, we are going to have technically 8 parts as of right now when we do this 9 and 10 together. So we're back on the basketball. We finished sketch 2. Everything has been on 2 sketches and 1 revolve so far. So here was the original half semicircle. We made it a sphere. And then sketch 2 right now is where we put the grooves. So we're going to extrude. And then since we deleted all those extra lines, all the grooves highlight. So we're going to highlight those, click there. You need to change this to remove, okay? Remove, not add. And how much did I tell you? 2.36, right? Yep, 2.36. We're going to remove 2.36 inches. We're going to make it symmetric. We're going to merge it with all. You need to make sure you have those 2 settings turned on, otherwise it won't look right. Okay, we're going to hit check mark. It disappeared, didn't it? Well, remember we hid the parts earlier, so we can show them. Okay, so look, you can see how that has the beginnings of a basketball, but it's 8 parts, and you don't want that. So we need to add it together. So let's rehide those 8 parts. Go back and see what we do next. So 10, we showed everything to make sure it looked like that, which it did. Okay, now we're going to put it all together. Okay, so we're going to do another semicircle, just like we did in step 1, but it's going to be 1.91 inches instead of 2. It needs to start in the middle so it lines up with everything. So sketch. Where are we sketching? On the front. Okay, circle. I said that funny. Okay, so then you bring that out. How big? 1.91 instead of 2. Okay, so then you don't want the grooves to stick out farther than the basketball, so that's why it's only 1.91. Okay, then we're going to do a straight line that goes down it, just like we did last on step 1. Turn off the line tool. Then we're going to hit your M button on your keyboard or hit the scissors right there to get rid of that right side of that circle to make it a semicircle. Okay, so we have that. Now we are on step 12 after we finish our check mark, okay? So check mark that. We have a half semicircle. We're going to extrude. What are we going to extrude it once now? This. Oops, sorry. I said extrude. It's revolve. I'm sorry. Okay, so revolve. What do we want to revolve? This. What are we revolving around? That edge right there. Okay, do not make it new. Do not make it remove or intersect. Do not make it surface. Make sure your settings are right on here. Solid. Add. Make sure it says full. Make sure you merge it with all. Oops, it looks like it disappeared. But guess what? Remember, we hid everything. That's a good thing. So check mark. Show our part again. See how now those grooves sticking on the basketball? That's perfect, okay? So those of you that get this far, turn that in for 100%. You want to make it extra credit? The first time we're changing colors, that's why it'll be extra credit. It's easy, okay? So on OnShape, we're going to right click on part 1 and give it an appearance. And I gave you the color code right here too to make it orange. So right click, edit appearance. See how some of these oranges don't really look the way we want them to. So that's the reason I gave this to you. So either you can copy this and paste it in, or it's EE6730. Okay, so copy that. Delete the ones that are there. Control V. Now that looks like a nice basketball. So check mark. Okay, so now you got an orange ball, but aren't your grooves typically black on a basketball? Well, and that's how we're going to do this on step 14. Right click on your revolve number 2. Click add appearance to the feature. Make it black, hit your check mark. Okay, so revolve 2, right click. Add appearance. Black. Check mark. Isometric view for your screenshot. Make sure I can see your name in the screenshot up here on the right, okay? See it has black grooves right there, orange ball. That's perfect. That gets you your extra credit. If you turn in just the blue ball without the orange and black, you can still get 100%. That's how you make your basketball on this assignment, okay? So if you need help, I'm obviously here, but this video is here to help you too. So good luck.